Right, day two of the Republican convention is underway, but let's talk about what was said on day one. CNN's fact checker in chief Daniel Dale is here with us now. And Daniel, I want to start with Marjorie Taylor Greene, what she said about jobs. Listen.
They claim that our economy is thriving, yet hundreds of thousands of American-born workers lost their jobs these past few years.
Daniel?
American-born workers have gained millions of jobs under President Biden, 4.7 million jobs over the 3 years between June 2021 and June 2024. Now, I'll call this claim misleading at best rather than false, because it is possible that within this group there are particular hundreds of thousands of workers who did lose their jobs, but Congresswoman Greene created the impression that this group of workers has lost jobs on the whole, and that's not even close to true.
So there was a claim about the Middle East made by RNC Chair Michael Whatley. Let's listen to that.
4 years ago, Europe and the Middle East were at peace.
Oh, I guess that's it right there. That was quick, Daniel. Very quick. Go ahead, check it.
Very quick and very wrong. Former President Trump also makes this claim that he achieved peace in the Middle East. Not even close to true again. Whatever the merits of his Abraham Accords, in which some countries that were not at war with Israel agreed to normalize relations with Israel, when he left office, there were civil wars ongoing in Yemen, in Syria. Of course, an unresolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict, an Israeli conflict with Iran, with Syria, with Hezbollah in Lebanon. U.S. personnel continue to be attacked in a highly unstable Iraq. So the idea that Trump achieved peace in the Middle East with his Abraham Accords is just not correct.
And Daniel, again, this one's a very quick one. I want you to listen to the RNC video, pre-recorded video that was played. It talked a little bit about the economy.
America has reached the highest inflation in 40 years.
Daniel?
So, John, this claim is out of date. So there was a 40-year high in inflation 2 full years ago in June 2022 when it hit 9.1%. But this video and another pre-recorded video at the convention didn't mention that inflation has plummeted since then. It's now a third of that. It was 3.0% this past month, June 2024.
All right, that was night one. We know you're going to be at work the next 3 days. Daniel Dale, great to see you this morning. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Sabrina Eaton, the Washington correspondent for Cleveland.com and The Plain Dealer. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. Now we've got your audio. I think you can hear me. You know a lot about J.D. Vance. You have talked to him throughout the years. Can you give us some sense of who he is that the public doesn't yet know?
Well, I mean, I've talked to him since he has been elected to the U.S. Senate, so I don't want to exaggerate, the depth of my bond with him. I mean, he's just joined the Senate since, since the beginning of last year, and he's really made quite a rapid rise, defeating a lot of established Ohio politicians to win the Senate primary that the year he won, with, of course, Donald Trump's endorsement. Since he's come in the Senate, he's been introducing a lot of bills that seem like they're designed to whip up the Republican base. Things like having English be the country's official language, making it so that trying to make gender affirming care for minors more difficult, things of that nature, stuff that doesn't really seem like it has much chance of passage in a Senate that's Democrat controlled, but that is really geared toward, more exciting the right wing base. He has done a few other things, like when there was a big train accident in East Palestine, he was very out front in going to East Palestine and trying to secure federal assistance. He was very out front in getting, in bird dogging the investigation on that. And he has tried to get legislation passed that would improve rail safety in the wake of that accident, but that seems to be stalled in the Senate Commerce Committee at the moment. He has 3 kids. Yeah, sure.
Go ahead. It's 2 children. I do want to ask you about what you think made him make this big shift from being a person who said he would never vote for Donald Trump, and that he was even thinking about, as he put it, holding his nose and voting for Hillary Clinton back in 2016, to the person he is now, who is just rallying behind Donald Trump in big ways?
Well, you know, he says that, you know, he's now illuminated and I guess sees things differently. Some could say it's opportunism. I mean, I can't really tell you that I have like the inside poop on exactly what made him evolve, but it does seem like it has propelled him through the Republican ranks rather rapidly.
Sabrina Eaton, thank you so much for your time and for us getting
thanks
all
for
of
having
this
me, Sarah.
technology sorted out. I appreciate it.